probably not the way to get out of it, but I couldn't find another way.
Hey guys, how is everybody doing today? Hope you're all having a great day so far. Topic of the video today is something that I've always wanted to be able to do, but I've never been able to do it. I'm talking about the front splits. The front splits is something that I see somebody else doing at like a dinner party for their, you know, like little party trick, and I've always been jealous of that person. My party trick, however, is the worm, which I think I am pretty decent at, but the splits would probably take it up a notch. So I thought I'm probably gonna try and push myself for this month to try and be able to finally get my first ever splits. I'm feeling a lot more confident in my flexibility, in my hamstrings especially. So the last time I attempted the splits was probably in November time, and it was just completely nowhere near to the floor. But I also did an attempt last month just to try and see how much I've progressed in terms of my flexibility, and it was quite a bit lower down, so I kind of just felt like, right, now's the time, I am ready to get down to the floor. But at the same time, I know it takes a long time to try and get a splits. It's something that you can't force. However, I just wanted to see if I could get any closer to the floor. That was the main thing. I just wanted to improve. I just wanted to be that one step closer. And if I got the splits, then I mean, it would just be amazing. So to help me out for this month and the year of my yoga journey, I purchased the app of ALOMOVES. So for this app, they have a load of different series and classes which you can join in on, and they had a series of Discover Your Splits. It was a 28-day series, so I thought that's perfect, seeing as we were in a 28-day month of February. The first session that I followed through ALOMOVES was really good for me, as the poses weren't too hard. I thought like it was the right level. It was going all good, and then it was only about 15 minutes long. One of the things I was a little bit disappointed in was like majority of the videos were only about 15 minutes each. I would always do either a repeat of the video, or I would also go on YouTube and find something else to follow along to. However, in this case, I found that there was also a yin yoga hips lesson on ALOMOVES as well, which was great just for trying to get full tightness and release out of my hips. This lesson was about an hour long, and I really enjoyed it actually. It was nice just to be able to hold some stretches for a while, even though some of them absolutely killed to be in that position for ages. This was my day one splits attempt. I was using the yoga blocks, as I've seen a lot of other people on either YouTube or Instagram have been using the yoga blocks to help lower them down. It's actually really helped me out quite a lot, just because it helps you to lower yourself while keeping your body upright rather than having to lean over in your splits, which is not really the correct way of doing it. So using those blocks helps just to bring yourself lower and lower to the floor. The other videos that I watched through YouTube to help me get to my splits was through KINOYOGA again. KINOYOGA helped me a lot through my first month of starting my yoga journey, so I thought she might be able to help out again, and she just so happened to have a splits video on YouTube, so I also followed along with that a couple of times.
Reach the leg, back and up, and then give it some...
Maybe one day. Just not today.
I found another YouTube video to help with the splits, and it's by BOHO Beautiful Yoga. Looks like a really good video, so I'm going to give it a try. Give Kino a bit of a break. Now, this video I really enjoyed. I did this routine quite a few times just because I really like the flow of this one. In comparison to Kino, it's just a little bit more faster paced. You're moving into the exercises, or the poses, I should say. You're moving into the poses a little bit quicker than what you would with Kino. She normally does a bit more like slower breaths and just holding those poses a little bit longer. So it was quite nice just to have the contrast of both of those splits routines. Instagram that are yogis or have just started their yoga journeys, and I found a lot of good exercises to help with getting into the splits. And what I've learned about trying to get into the splits is there's so many different ways you can approach it. There's not one way that you should be doing the stretching. So many factors that can go into trying to deepen your practice with the splits. There's passive stretching, there's active stretching. You have to strengthen your opposing muscles to help get you into the position that you want to be in. Add a little bit of ballistic stretching as well. There's just loads of different ways that you can do an exercise or do a pose and still make it different. I didn't really have like a set routine. I just followed the videos from ALOMOVES. I did maybe different YouTube tutorials, and I just found some technique kind of stuff from Instagram accounts. That's all I really did in order to try and get my splits.
That's just not gonna happen. This is the most frustrating thing I've ever done in my life, because I'm doing the stretches every day. I'm doing like dynamic stretches, I'm doing active stretches, I'm doing passive stretches, like it's frustrating me.
Now guys, I did find it frustrating, the whole thing, to be honest with you, because it's just something I've always wanted to do and you just want it to happen quickly, but it's not going to happen that way. Everybody's different in their bodies, and it might take one person to learn the splits longer than another person. You see these videos on YouTube about, oh, get your splits in 2 weeks. Like, realistically, that's just not going to happen, unfortunately. I know probably some people can do their splits in 2 weeks, but that might not be you. I mean, with me, for certain stretches, for instance, middle splits, it's gonna take a long time. I already know this. My hips are the tightest part of my body. I just know that if I try and get into middle splits, it's probably gonna take me either a year or even longer. For the front splits in particular, I just knew that I was getting better and I was feeling more confident at the time with getting down to the floor. And when I could see that I wasn't making any sort of major improvements, that's when it got frustrating to me, just because I knew I was close, but it just wasn't happening. And really, I should have just told myself, just take the process slowly and just chill out. It's gonna happen at some point.
Hey there, how you doing?
Rolling, guys, oh my goodness, this is something that you need to do as well as the stretching, because even though I've been doing yoga since the start of the year, I'm also trying to be a little bit more active, so my muscles will be tight still. I need to get all the knots out of my body. It is a game changer, and it loosens you off so much, and you don't probably even realise that at the time, but I swear to you, it works. So get yourself a foam roller. It hurts so much in some areas. For me, my calves are always tight. Whew. Okay, time for the worst part. Ow! Ow, ow, ah!
Well, that was brutal.
Something that I've been noticing throughout this whole sort of splits month is that my overall flexibility has been improving. For instance, my seated forward fold, I'm almost getting my chest towards my thighs now, and at the start of the year or just before the year started, I really was far off of that. So for me to almost get to that point where my chest is touching my thighs, I'm just so happy with that. I can just see the differences, which I then kind of think about as well. Even though I can't see improvements towards maybe my splits, I know that I'm getting more flexible because of another stretch that I'm doing. So it just gave me that confidence that changes are happening. So came my final attempt of the splits. To be honest, guys, I was not confident that I was gonna get my butt to touch the floor, just because I had already made that assumption that it just wasn't going to happen. Anyways, I warmed up really well. I did like an hour of just general yoga, just getting my hips and hamstrings warmed up. I didn't even attempt the splits until after an hour, and I just wanted to try my best just to be able to get down to the floor. So, the big reveal. Split or not to split? God damn it. One more attempt.
Yes! But I'm on the floor. Oh my god.
Come on! Might not have been the straightest of hips, but you know what? I touched the floor, and I am happy with that.
I honestly, I thought I've been so far off. Oh my god.
So as you can see there, I was a bit shocked that I managed to actually get on the floor. And as you can see, I was really happy. But at the same time, I know that I've still got things to work on. My hips were turning outward a little bit. It wasn't a completely straight split. Although I am just happy that I touched the floor. But I am looking forward to improving that as well. And even though I did manage to do the splits, I just want you guys to know that this takes time. Even though I managed to do it, it's not going to be for everybody. I've been doing yoga every day since the start of the year, so I have been getting more flexible anyway. So just from wanting to randomly just do the splits and just maybe trying to do it in 2 weeks or a month is probably not going to work out for anybody. You have to have patience. And I know I'm probably not the most patient of people anyway, but I'm trying to improve on that with my yoga journey. Just chill out and it will come eventually, but you've just got to keep practicing. And it's alright to try and fail, guys, but the only real failure you're gonna get is if you stop trying. And I know I just went deep right now, but it's the truth. It's whenever you give up that you're just never gonna be able to do something. So it doesn't even matter how long the process takes, you will get there eventually if you keep practicing, I guarantee it. And I'm gonna keep practicing the splits as well because I really do have some areas to improve on. I gotta get them hips straight, and yeah, it's gonna take time and I'm looking forward to the journey of it. That's my words of wisdom for this video anyway. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. It really does mean a lot that you're watching these videos, and if you like this video, hit that like button down below, and if you want to see any future content, please subscribe to my channel. Stay safe, stay happy, and keep practicing. Bye bye!